So this is a relationship between planning and controlling. That topic is cancelled, deleted by the CBSE for this time. The next topic that we have to study is about the controlling process. Okay, controlling process. So we studied about all the things, like we studied planning, we studied organizing, and in all of these things we studied the process. So like planning process is a controlling process, is a staffing process. So here in this also there are some steps are there. So there is a step-by-step process in controlling. So we have to do the controlling, and for that we need to do some steps. Okay. So now we are going to see what are the steps there. So there are 5 steps there. Okay. The first one, setting performance standards. Okay. Second one is a measurement of actual performance, comparison of actual performance with the standards, analyzing the deviations, and taking corrective action. So these are the 5 steps. So there is a diagram given there. One flowchart like thing is there in your book. You can see that. So the first is setting of performance standards are there, and measurement of actual standards are there. Then comparison and analyzing the deviation. So after deviation is verified, then the next step is if there is no deviation, there is no problem, there is no need of any corrective action. But if there is a variation, then we will evaluate or analyzing the deviation. If there is deviation, then we will check whether the standard that we have set is okay or not. Is it attainable one? And is deviation acceptable? So there may be some deviation. We see like if there are only few minute deviations are there, then that we will leave it. It is not necessary like if you are making like 100 is a target given, but 99 is achieved. So if 99 is achieved and one more is remaining, so if there is no need of taking any corrective action for maintaining that. So if you just go for controlling, if you control everything, we cannot control everything. It is equal to control nothing. Okay. So if somewhat it is something like 95, so there are there is like a tolerance, deviation tolerance, something is there. Okay, means it is like it may be so some companies and all, they will be having different companies will have different measures, like they will have different amount of toleration control. Okay, toleration limits are there. See, like if 100 is the target there, so they may set like 95 to 100 or 5% toleration is there. Okay, it means that if it is 95 to 105, okay, 5% minus or 5% plus. So if it is coming between these two, then there is no need of taking any corrective action. Do you understand? So that will be there. And is the standard acceptable, or if the standard is not acceptable, then we have to revise the standard. And if a standard is okay and everything is there, then we will again come back. So if there is no need of any taking of corrective action. So that way this will be flowing. Now we will study these steps in detail. The first step is setting up of the standards. Okay, setting performance standards. The first step of controlling is to set performance standards. Standards are those criteria on the basis of which the actual performance is measured. They are the standards which tell individuals and the departments about their destination. A manager evaluates actual performance on the basis of these standards and find out the deviation. So standard means that when we are planning, see like what is it is somewhat near to our targets, what we have to achieve and what quality should be there. So this see like if you are studying, when you start your classes or when you start your studies, like when you start your 12th class, you decide how much you are going to achieve in this year. So you have a plan, you have a particular purpose. So that can be called as a standard, we can say. Okay, or an organization when they are starting work, or maybe for this month, when at the beginning of this month they will make a plan that this month we are going to produce. So imagine that we set that target, like in this month we are going to produce 100 output. Okay, this 100 output is the standard. Do you understand? that standard. That is the standard number of units that we have to produce. And also we will also keep up the quality standards are also there. There are two types of standards are there. Let us see. Next topic is about the types of standards. Standards are of the following two types. One is quantitative standards and the other one is qualitative standards. The qualitative standards are which are shown with the help of figures like production of 10 units by a labor in a day, total cost per unit comes to 100 rupees, etc. Okay. So quantitative means that which we can measure, so the number of products mostly. Okay, so like if we said that in this month we are going to produce 100 output, that is the standard. That is a quantitative standard. That is a quantity. It is related to quantity. That is what a quantitative standard means. That how much output we are going to produce, or how much output a particular department has to produce, and how much output an individual has to produce, a labor has to produce. Okay, all these type of things are coming in the category of quantitative standards. And also the expected cost, like if for producing 1 unit of product, how much must be the cost, estimated cost. So if 1 unit of product has to be produced, some 200 rupees is the estimated cost. So it should be somewhat near to 200. You understand? So you have to produce the laborers those who are producing each unit, they have to produce according to that. Do you understand? So that is about the quantitative standard. The next one is called as the qualitative standards. They are the standards which cannot be shown in the form of figures, like increase in the morale of the employees. Measuring the morale of the employees is a standard of qualitative nature. It cannot be measured directly. In order to measure it, the labor turnover rate, absenteeism rate, dispute rate, etc. has to be taken into consideration. In case of the rate of these three is lower, it can be said that there has been an increase in the morale of employees. Okay. So this one qualitative means that it is not, we cannot exactly say that this is the exactly amount of number or any numbers it can be represented. It cannot be represented. It is the quality. So if any quality, if a product is there, we can say that this is a good quality product, this is a low quality product, like that. Okay. So when you go to the market or when you purchase any product, we see the quality. So quality, we cannot say that this is a 5 quality, this is a 6 quality, like that. In numerical terms, we cannot say. And the quality is depending on the person also. See, like if a person is considering, if a very rich person is there and if he is going to a shop for purchasing a shirt and he is ready to pay like some 5,000 rupees and he is purchasing a shirt and he is purchasing it and he will find out that this is average quality, good, somewhat okay. Good quality, it's not there, somewhat okay. But a person who is not having sufficient money, so he may be purchasing a 500 rupees shirt. A poor person may be there, he is going to shop and he may purchase a shirt and he will say that a 500 rupees shirt he will purchase, and after that he will feel that, oh, this is very high quality product. So it depends on the person also. Do you understand? Okay. So what is our economical standards are there, what is our economical level, or what is our social level, or based on that we make the standard of the product. So for the companies also, they see that it is depending on the different type of companies, whatever may be the quality that they want to use. So like if a product is there, one product, how much standard has to be maintained, so that they will decide. So that is a qualitative standard. Do you understand? Then the next topic that we have to study is about the basis of standards. They are chiefly 4 bases for setting standards like quantity, quality, time and cost. So when we set the standard, if we have to set a target, how much or what must be the standard that we have to maintain. So there are 4 things that we have to take into consideration. First one, we study that quantity, how many number of products have to be produced. Okay. Then next one is about the quality. Okay, what should be the quality of this product, that we have to decide. Then next one is about time. Okay, how much time, within how much time this product has to be produced. For producing 1 unit of product, how much time is to be taken? Maybe like one product may be produced in 2 hours time. Okay, so that is also coming in the standard. Okay, so if a person is a labor is producing 10 units, but he is taking more time, so then it may not be suitable. Okay, so he is able to produce, but may be taking more time. It doesn't mean that he is a quality product is there or standard is achieved. Then next one is called a cost. Okay, the cost also has to be taken into consideration. If we are producing 10 units of output, but the estimated cost is 200 rupees, but if the labor is producing it for one product for 250 rupees, then we cannot say that the standard is achieved. Do you understand? So extra cost will be there. So the quantity standards are related to the production, sales, stock, etc. Quality standards are related to raw material, finished product, finished goods, customer service, and employees' morale. Time standard refers to the time consumed in the production of goods. Similarly, cost standards refers to the labor, material, and other expenses. So all these expenses are there. All these different qualities are there, or standards are there, the basis. The next one, functional areas and standards. Standards set for functional areas are chiefly the following. So there are different types of products, like different departments will be there, and in what type of standards they are setting. That is this. Like if production, so then they will set the first standard will be of quality, second standard will be of quantity, then cost, and individual production, how much percent per unit, how much production is done based on that. And marketing department, if marketing department is there, then sales volume is the first standard. You know, how much amount of products has been sold, maximum number of products, number of products has been sold. That is the main consideration. Then next one, sales expenses. See, like for selling this product, there will be some expenditure. Like we need to advertise the product, we need to give some discount, we need to use some salesmen, and we have to train these sales people. All these type of expenditure will be there. So how much will be the sales expenditure? Then target of salesperson. So what must be, what type of people we have to target? Target customers are there. What will be the target of the sales people? And if it is a personal management department, then labor relations, labor turnover rate, absenteeism rate, and dispute rate. All these type of things are considered as the quality that they have to consider in case of the personal management. And finance and accounting department is there. Then capital expenditure, flow of capital, and liquidity. All these standards has to be maintained. Do you understand? Then the next one, factors to be considered while deciding standards. So when we are about to decide, or when we set the standards, we have to take into consideration few points. Okay. So when we set a target or when we set a standard, then these things we have to keep in mind. Following other facts should be kept in mind while setting standards. Standard should be reasonable. It should be neither too easy to achieve nor practically very tough to achieve. The first would result in lethargy to workers, and the second would fluctuate them. So the standard set should be like an average. Okay, so proper standard should be there. The standard that we are setting should not be too much easy. Okay, see, like if a worker is there, so if a worker is able to produce maybe like as an average worker can produce 10 output. Okay, and if we set the target as 7, standard as 7. Okay, so if we like imagine that there are 4 employees are there. One employee is able to produce 7 output. Second employee is producing 8 output. Another employee is producing 10 output, and another employee is producing 12 output. Okay, so normally these are the standard normal production of the different employees. So if we set the standard as 8, is it a good standard? Is it a suitable one? This is below average. Okay, and if we set the target as 12, then what will happen? It will become very much tough. So only one person, very expert person, will be able to complete it. Okay, and if we consider like 10 as the target, then this will be somewhat okay. So there are other people are there, they are below this one, but they have to improve and reach up to this one. And if one who is able to produce 12, anyhow he will be able to produce 10 out. Do you understand? So it should not be too much easy as well as it should not be too much tough. If it is too much easy, what will happen? See, like if you are studying and if I say that, see, like you are setting a target, see, like normally you are able to score 70% mark. Okay, so simply without studying much you can score 70% mark. So but if you set your target as like some 75, then it is very much easy for you. Oh, this much I can easily study, isn't it? So you will think that this is very simple, I can easily study, there is no any problem. So people will become lazy. You know, if the target is too low, then people will be, or the employees will become very much lazy. And if this 70 is there, and if he is giving that 95 as the target, then what will happen? Then it will, the frustration of the student will be increased, or the employees, like if the capacity of the person is there. So he actually average level is there, 70 is there, but he has to score up to 95. Means that so much amount of effort is required. He cannot say that it is impossible, but so much stress is required. You understand? So much amount of effort required. So in such a situation, the frustration of the employees will be very much high. So normally, like see, like when you are going into private sector companies, when we are working, the thing that is taking place is that, see, like if the company wants to send out one employee, if the company is thinking that our number of employees are more, and if they think that we want to send out an employee, then what they will do is that they will not simply tell that you go out of the company, not like. What they will do is that they will give the target, they will increase the target. They will increase the target in such a way that you will never be able to achieve. And you will start getting scolding. You may not be able to achieve the target. Still, like normally, if you are able to achieve like some 50 is the target, normally you are able to achieve that. Okay? But the company will give you a target of 70. And your workload will be very much high. So you will be so much frustration. You will start working for that and working so much effort. Then also you will be reaching only 40. Okay. Then next month again they will increase the target, maybe to 90. Okay. And again you are able to achieve only 40, and difference is again increased. 50 more you have to produce. Then what will happen? The employee will think that this is not possible for me, so he himself will resign the job and go for another work. Isn't it? So for company there is no problem. He has not sent out any person, but actually it is like a sending out. Isn't it? So such a way the companies are treating, and mostly what we do is that in every organization they will give the target. It will be somewhat complicated. So it's not very easy and not so much support. So such a way the standard has to be set. The first thing that we have to consider is that. Then standard should be measurable. Okay. So you cannot say that you produce very nice quality. Like if I tell you that you have to study, and when I tell you that you study very nicely, if I say very nicely, it is not measurable, So if I tell you, you study very nicely, okay, and if you got the mark and you scored 40%, okay, and after that you say that I studied very nicely and this much mark I have got, we cannot say anything wrong. We cannot say, because he might have studied. In his opinion, he may be studying very nicely. Do you understand? So it is not a measurable term. Do you understand? If I tell you that you have to study nicely or very nicely, or you have to study hard, just by saying these words, we cannot say this is not a proper standard. You have to work nicely. And if you ask any person, then everyone will say that I am working nicely. Isn't it? They will not say that I am not working nicely. So this term should be measurable. Like if like 50% of mark, you should score 50% mark, or you should score 80% mark. So this is a measurable term, isn't it? We can measure it. We can find out the deviation of that. Do you understand? So standard, when we are setting, it should be in such a way that it should be in a measurable. Okay. So like if we are producing a table, they will say that this size of this table, like this should be 4 feet, this should be 2 feet or 3 feet. So measure is there. Do you understand? This should be the size of the table. Okay. It should be, if you don't say that, if you don't specify this one, and you tell a carpenter, if you are calling a carpenter and tell him that you make a table. Okay. So he may produce a table according to his likes and dislikes. You know, what may be the length, what may be the width, all this. If you don't say, we cannot tell him that what he has made is good or bad, we cannot say. Exactly, we have to tell him that it should be, length should be this much, and width should be this much, and we are using ply, what quality of ply has to be used. All these things we have to inform them properly. Do you understand? So this should be there. So it should be in a measurable terms. Okay, standard, when we are setting, it should be in such a way that it can be measured. Then standard should be flexible so that changes can be introduced according to the changing situation. So it should be flexible. So easy to change. You know, so you cannot set a target which you cannot change at all. So you set a target that you have to score this much, but this is here. Okay. So in such a way, if you continue, then in all the situations it may not be applicable. Like say, like a lockdown was there. So if companies, those who are selling products, then they are like suddenly all the companies, they have manufactured products and they were ready to sell the products and made it available. But suddenly lockdown was, isn't it? So then company cannot sell it. So in that situation, we have to change the target. You know, so there is no any excuse, or we cannot say that like some people, those companies which are selling the products. So earlier we have to go to the company and or if you have to go to the shop and purchase the product. But most of the now they are ready to bring the products to your home. You know, so like the grocery shops are there or any type of shops are there. Most of the companies, they started home delivery. You know, so they entirely changed their system because of this lockdown and other type of situation. And also there are also, earlier there was no any time limit for opening the shop and closing the shop. But now most of the shops are in different areas, they are having time limits are there. Morning 7 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Earlier there was so much restrictions, now almost all the restrictions are over. So according to the situation we have to change the standards. Okay. So such a way it should be flexible, easy to change. Such type of a standard has to be set. You cannot set a target which is very fixed. So because there may be some occasions where we have to change the standards. Then standards should be simple and clear so that people for whom they are laid down should understand them easily. Another thing is that it should be very much simple and clear. Okay. So it should not be in such a way, very complicated type of a standard should not be there. Okay. So if we set a very complicated target, what happens is that the persons, those who are manufacturing or the workers, so you know, see like workers are not very well educated people. Most probably the workers will be uneducated people. So it is not, if you are making very complicated and very unclear targets or unclear standards, what will happen? This may not be understood by the workers and they will not be able to produce the products accordingly. Do you understand? So it should be made into very simple and clear. Then next one is deviation tolerance. Already I have told you about deviation tolerance. Limits should also be clarified while setting standard. For example, there is no cause of worry if the production is 1950 units instead of 2000 units is achieved. By doing so, unnecessary corrective action shall not be taken on such an insignificant deviation. So as I told you, like if 2000 is the standard that we have set, so we have to set a 2000 as the standard. So we have to achieve the 2000. But there is a deviation tolerance is given. 50 is the deviation tolerance, means 1950 if you produce, then also it is okay. At least if you are producing this much. So there is a variation of 50, it's not an issue. Okay, if it is 19 and 50, above that, anyone is okay. Tolerance, it can be tolerated. Do you understand? So like that, deviation tolerance is given. So in many companies they are giving like a deviation tolerance will be there. According to like if 100 units is to be produced, if 95% is okay, then it is somewhat. You might have seen like when any of the products when you purchase like hand wash or a mask or whatever things are there. In anything if you consider, they will never say that 100% protection. They will always give 99.9. That's always a deviation, isn't it? So if you say 100 means that any virus will not go inside. And if like here it is very minute thing, 99.1, like it is 0.1 means that if 100, if 1000 viruses are there, in that only one virus will go. Such a way it is. But it will not be like that. Okay? They are saying like this, so it means that it is not perfect. That's all. Simply it is meaning that it is not a perfect one. 100%, any company is not able to give 100% guarantee. Because it will not give any 100% protection is not there. Do you understand? Any product if you take, then like a floor cleaners are there, or everything if you take, they will always give only 99.9%. Okay, so there is a deviation. Isn't it? 0.1 is tolerable. Do you understand? So that kind of a deviation will be there. So when you make a target, also like if you are studying, so if you set the target as 90, and if you are able to score 88%, then no need to worry much, isn't it? Because only like 2 marks only less. So if it did not reach 90, but somewhat okay, isn't it? Almost reached up to 90. Do you understand? So this, if you are worrying, going to feel like there is a deviation of 2%, then again you have to work hard so much, and if you try like that, then you may not be able to. If you take so much tension on this, lost to 2% or lost to 2 marks, then what will happen? You may not be able, next time you may not be able to achieve that much also. So you can see that this is somewhat okay. We will continue with that, isn't it? Huh? Okay. So this is about the deviation tolerance. Then next topic that we have to study is about the measurement of actual performance. Okay. The second step in the process of controlling is the measurement of actual performance. The measurement of actual performance is done on the basis of predetermined standards. The measurement of actual performance tells the manager whether the work has been done according to the plan or not. An important question regarding the measurement of actual work that arises is whether the measurement of performance can be done only after the actual work is completed, or it can be measured during the course of its completion. In reply to this question, it will be appropriate to say that the progress can be measured in both the situations. Firstly, when the work is in progress, it should be ascertained through the medium of supervision whether the work is progressing at a good speed or not, so that in case of negative results, corrective actions can be initiated immediately to avoid any further loss to the remaining work. Secondly, when the whole work has been completed, in this case, corrective action in case of a negative result can be taken for future work, which means that the loss that has been caused cannot be compensated. Okay. So second step is called as the measurement of actual performance. So as I told you, we set the target first. So set the standard first. After setting the standard, we start producing the work. Imagine that if we are given like 200 products are measured, like we set a target that in a month we will produce 200 products. Okay. So if this is the standard we have set, then we have to check the actual work. What is the actual work? So this checking will be done. It can be exactly, we can come to know only after at the end of the month. You know, like if we are starting for November, if we are starting production, so in this month how much can be produced? Okay. So if 200 has to be produced in a month, in 1 week, at least 50 products have to be completed. Do you understand? So 50 products in 1 week it has to be completed. Okay. Then if in 1 week, if 5 days working is there, so in 1 day 10 products have to be completed. Okay. So we can see it is not necessary to wait for 1 month to understand whether this we will be able to achieve the target or not. If in 1 day if we are producing only 8 units, it simply means that we will not be able to achieve the target. Do you understand? Because in 1 day we have to reach 10 products. Okay. So but we have reached only 8. So what will happen? The employees will, the supervisors or the managers will motivate the employees to work a little more faster and try to reach this 10. So that we will be and they will next day they will try to even complete more products. Okay. So that the first day only 8 produced, so 2 is less. So that has to be compensated. Okay. So imagine that if Saturday and Sunday is given as holiday and only 5 days work is there. So but if we are not in the week we have to produce 50 units. But in the first week we produce only 40 units. Okay. So then it is not necessary to wait for the end of the month, but we have to see that like 40 only produced. So we may have to work for one more additional day, extra work we have to, so that this can be completed. So such a way, in between itself we have to do some kind of things, and when the actual work completed towards the end of this one, we will be able to analyze how much is our actual performance. So in a month we may be able to produce 180. Okay. So this is our actual performance. Do you understand? So it is just like your exam is there. Okay, like half yearly exam. So you made a target that I will be scoring this much mark, and you will be expecting after the exam. If you ask somebody, how did you write the exam? Very nicely, I will say. You know, many of them they will say, I have written very nicely. How much mark you will get? They will say, I will get 90 marks. You know. But when the actual exam comes, means actual result comes, only 60 marks. You know. Okay, so this is taking place. So that is the actual work, you know. So that is called like that. So we have made a target of maybe 90 or 80%, but actually we got a 40 or 60. You know. So that is actual. How much you are in your progress report or in your exam paper, what you get is the actual one. So likewise, when a work is completed, then we will measure the number of units, how much products have been produced, or how many number of or how much things have been completed. That we will evaluate. Then we will be able to understand that this is our actual work. So there are some things to be considered when we, like the following facts should be kept in mind while measuring the actual performance. The figures regarding work progress should be, as far as possible, be completely true. So we should be making, like we have to evaluate the things, and we should see to it that there are no errors. Okay, it should be completely true. There is less chance of errors. The figures should be continuously prepared. So every day, like one day we check that, and the first day we saw 8 units are produced. Next day 9 units are produced. Then next day 10 units. So every day we have to continuously set the standard, or we have to check it. Then the standards for measuring progress should be the same as were adopted at the time of determining standards. So at the time of when we decide the standard, what standard was there, same standard has to be, like if you are like measuring tools are, like if you are taking like 1 cup. So what cup we say that 1 unit, like if rice is there to be measured. So when we start producing it, like when we are showing this one, we measured that like 1 cup is there. So in that this much we are expecting. So the same measurement has to be used for at the time of actual performance also. What we have used in the standard, same has to be kept in the measuring the actual one. Okay. For the quality also. The quality that we are expecting, like what quality of the products are expected and whether the same quality is there for the actual work or not, that we have to check it. Okay. Then progress measuring system should be quick to point out the deviation. So it should be in such a way that we will be able to find out the deviation. Okay, very complicated procedures should not be there. See, like some products are completed, so we like step-by-step processes are there. So this one half work is done, like partially completed products are there. So final product may not be there, but different parts are produced. Okay, so we may not be able to exactly understand how much is the total production done. Do you understand? So in such a situation, we have to make sure that the product is completed. How much is it will be very much easy to understand the deviation. Okay, so it should be in such a way. Okay, so these are the points. Okay, thank you.